Nice, man. Well, hey everybody, it's Kyle, and welcome to the Dad Snark contest, yeah. Welcome to the Dad Snark podcast. I am here with my homeboy Mikey. We got the turntable in the house too, so you can hear a lot of stuff going on. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy.
All right.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. It's been too long, brother. Been too long. We got a lot to cover today, guys, but what you heard there was the, let's see, that's called the Melachrino Strings. It's a Western songs music album that Mike actually picked up for me at a thrift store. Take a look at that, man. I cleaned that with that cleaner. Look how clean that fucking thing is. Well, after I got done cleaning these records, it was pretty disastrous inside that cleaning kit. But yeah, that was beautiful. That was the beautiful sounds of some old kind of Western film music. It sounds like film music and TV show music to me. But
that came to you all the way from Jefferson City.
Jeff City. See?
That's right.
There you go. It's got a little cowboy action to it too. So
home of a haunted prison and a thrift store.
Yeah,
as far as I could tell.
You guys went to that's it?
Pretty much. There's a Dippin' Dots.
A machine or actual people working there? There's this Dippin' Dot.
It's kind of like one of those orange leaf places with the frozen yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there really is nothing to do in Jefferson City. It's almost painful.
Yeah, I believe that. It's not hard to believe at all. It's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes it seems like state capitals kind of get ripped off as far as the cool shit to do.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of Topeka, Kansas, dude.
God awful.
Horrible town.
What is there to do there? You've got Blind Tiger.
Stay inside.
You've got Perubskis.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And there's two distinct sides of that town, too. And I went to Washburn my first year there with a bunch of guys, and we never even ventured up to the north side of the city. And it's, from what I hear, once you get past downtown, you go up north there a little bit, it gets it's kind of the wrong side of the tracks kind of place. No offense to anybody that's ever lived there, but
I guess I've never been up that way either, but yeah, I mean, we spent some time at Gage Park when our kids were little.
Yeah.
And the zoo's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, it's not a lot going on there.
No, it's not. And it's hard to go to college there, too, because, you know, here you're going to a big city like Topeka from sunny Leavenworth, Kansas. Really all you're doing is a little bit more than doubling your population, to be honest with you. Leavenworth's actually the first city in Kansas.
Is it really?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's right there by the river.
The fort.
Right. But I have heard a story that they actually had the opportunity to be the capital of Kansas, but just turned it down because they didn't want all that railroad traffic.
Well, they got the prison.
Which of the 6 are you talking about? There's 6 prisons there.
Are there really?
Yes. Yeah. There's 2 disciplinary barracks on the fort. One's a max security. I think it's the only max security disciplinary barracks left. And then
I actually knew a guy who went there.
Yeah. And then there's the federal pen, which
is guys who went there.
The big one. You know, the big federal pen. That's the big. It was actually. The look of it was most federal penitentiaries. The look of them are based upon federal government buildings. Mm-hmm. That one's actually based loosely on the White House. It's kind of funny, but the actual structure, the front facade, I had a friend that was from Holland. My freshman, or it wasn't. Yeah, it was my freshman year at KU. And anyway, Martijn de Graaf. This guy was 17. He was studying his 9th language. He already had graduated from high school. He could drink anyone under the table. His big goal was to get a case of Mickey's Big Mouths and drink them in one night, and he did.
Well, we got to have goals.
Yeah. I don't know if that's one of mine. Mickey's is pretty horrendous.
We used to drink that shit in high school. Is it like 9%, something like that?
Well, it's malt liquor. Yeah, it's total bullshit. But anyway, he came home with me one weekend, and we're driving up, and we're driving straight up towards the facade of the federal penitentiary, and he's like, "It's beautiful." I'm like, yeah, probably the rape going on in the showers right now probably isn't so beautiful for one guy.
It only gets better from here in America.
Yeah, but yeah, they based them on all the federal buildings to start with. So, let's see. Well, what are we drinking here? I picked up some beers, some fancy beers for us. I don't know how you would pronounce that. Is it Maudite or Maudite?
Your guess is good as mine.
Maudite. This is from the Unique Brew, the Belgians. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those. I'll put a picture up of the label with this, but
I think this is Unibrow.
Is it? Or Unibrow? Unibrew, I think is, but yeah, I know Unibrow. It probably is. I mean, it's Belgian.
Belgian style double.
Yeah, it's a
got
double.
Your cherries, your plums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. 8%. I've had some of their others. I've had trying to think of the other ones that they make. They've got a series, and they even had a real high end one that was like $30 for a 4-pack. But sorry, I wasn't swinging that today because I wanted to have more than one 4-pack. So,
it's out of Canada, bro.
I'm sure most of them are. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, most of these ones are. They may be the original Belgian recipe and stuff. I think Guinness is the same, but then it's actually brewed technically up in Canada. But they use the original recipe. So, anyway, April said thanks for getting my favorite candy. Oh, that's sweet. So anyway, but that's what we're drinking. We're going to be drinking some other beers. This is going to be a little bit longer format than normal, as you can probably already tell. But hang in there. It's going to be fun. I promise you guys. So
we got plenty of room for editing.
Yeah, there's already going to be considerable amount of edits from what I can tell.
So. Yeah, the more material we record, the better.
Yeah, we'll make something
because there's going to be a lot to cut.
Yeah, well, sure. The more of these we drink, I would imagine there's going to be even more to cut.
I would hope so. That's the idea.
There's more special brews coming, folks. Hold on.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've recorded with you, and I got to say, the nerves are back. It's weird. It's
just a conversation. Man.
So I'll just have some get loose juice.
Yeah, loudmouth soup, baby. Get you talking every time. All right. Well, I know Mike obviously he's one of the founding members of this podcast.
Founder circle right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's more of a line.
It's more of a drunken line to get another beer, really, is what it is. But.
Well, that's the way it used to be. I mean, your podcast has since evolved into something with actual depth and sensitivity and things that people can take home and think about and talk about. It's come a long way from the sophomoric depravity. But tonight we're taking it right back.
Who knows? Somebody may cry during this episode, Mike. It's early.
We could get real.
Yeah, we can get real. Real fucking stupid, probably. More than anything else.
Highly likely.
No, I appreciate you saying that. That particular day when I talked about depression and everything, it was just a real weird day, and everything just clicked the right way, and I was just didn't have any time to do anything because I was running everywhere, and it really makes me appreciate my wife even more. I already do appreciate her plenty, but having to run everybody everywhere and do everything because she was kind of incapacitated after her surgery was and I'd started the day out pretty shitty to begin with, as you guys heard if you listen to that one. But so it was one of those things where I kind of fuck it, man. I'm just going to talk about what's really going on. And, I'm glad I did because I think it did kind of resonate with some people and people had a lot of good things to say about it. So
you got some good feedback from that episode, didn't you?
Yeah, I really did. It actually, there's a sharp break, really from Pee-Pee's episode from those first 3 episodes. He was in the third one. You were in the first 2, but we had pretty good listenership there, and then it kind of really died off. It was just me whining about shit, which was fine. After Pee-Pee's, it was pretty slow as far as listeners. I would get some here and there, but that one definitely kind of struck a nerve with people, and Yeah, I think it's good. I think here's the thing, man. I mean, that's what I talked about. And we won't go too far into this because we got other shit to talk about. But I think a lot of people feel that way. And I think a lot of people think that it's only them. And I think that's kind of the fault. That's what I was kind of bitching about in that episode, or what was bugging me was I think a lot of people have this going on in their lives. I think it's It's prevalent now because of additives to our foods and to stuff we drink and just everything in our lives. And just, God, the media onslaught that we're viewing every day is just complete dog shit, man. So I think a lot of people get bummed out and depressed, and a lot of people maybe have tinges of depression and stuff, and nobody says anything about it. Now, I'm not saying, trust me, guys, not patting myself on the back here or anything like that, but I'm just saying, I think it's good to just fucking come clean on things sometimes, and that's kind of what I was doing there. Anyway.
Well, it's probably a far cry to have episodes where you're depressed to having depression, clinical depression, because, I mean, that can
totally
come out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
And, I mean, personally, I don't feel like I suffer from depression, but I get depressed just like everyone else.
Right.
And just this last weekend, I went through 3 or 4 days of that. And typically the way I combat it is I tend to think that anxiety and depression for me comes from inactivity, or I should be doing something that I'm not.
Right.
And I push through it by coming up with, ridiculous tasks for myself.
That's definitely you, dude.
I got back into writing. I went back to the gym, and I still couldn't shake it. That night that you and I were texting and you talked about the Patsy Cline album.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that just hit me because that's my grandpa was in hospice, and that's what he requested as his last song. And I was just bawling. I was out there grilling steaks and wiping my eyes going, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Dude.
And
it's your grandpa, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, I was in bad shape before that even came up, and that's not like me at all.
Yeah.
And I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I was listening to one of those podcasts on paranormal type shit.
Right.
And this one was about lunar phases and how it affects people. And, of course, they're going to start talking about werewolves. And so I was like, I hoped it wouldn't go that way, but it did. Because that's kind of, old subject matter.
Sure.
But they started off by talking about how lunar phases, any nurse or teacher or cop can tell you and testify that the mental imbalances skyrocket during full moon phase.
Right.
And that's when it hit me that it was a huge full moon.
Sure.
Friday through Monday.
Yeah.
And
I remember
thought,
that,
God
actually.
Damn, I wonder if that had something to do with the way I was feeling. But either way, I'm back to the gym and I'm writing again, so...
It could be. Well, there you go. Dude, I just now noticed these coasters are really fucking sweet, bro.
We deserve luchador coasters.
I mean, luchador, and then you have this sugar skull. Yeah.
I thought that suited you.
Those are fun. Well, yeah, Audrey's gigantic.
I put a lot of thought into this recording
you
studio.
Did. Look,
it came together.
I'm going to take a picture of
20
this.
minutes.
I'm going to take a picture of this, guys, because what Mike did to get ready for this... I was like, I was at this bowling thing with my daughter, and he was sending these pictures over of shit he was doing. I'm like, damn, he's working too hard on all this, but it's really nice, man. This is a nice setup for sure.
It works.
This is cool. So I think it's better to have this one mic system than all that shit that we had before.
That was a little crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get a little bit of echo on this, and that's okay. It's no big deal. Who gives a shit, dude? I mean,
we had the mics clamped to a cutting board, which was hose clamped to a coffee table.
Yeah.
On episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A long way, baby.
I almost brought one of those today because I was trying to do a 2-mic system, but this thing picks up stereo, and so it's got me on one channel and you on the other right now. So why mess with it? It's already set up pretty well. So
that was the problem with the original setup too. Is your voice came through so much louder. It sounded like I was 30 feet behind you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were pretty drunk too, and
that might just be. I'm a low speaker.
In the second episode, that
was ridiculous.
You were very quiet because we were very drunk.
That state tequila inspector story, you were like leading me through my own story, trying to help me. I was so messed up. I mean, we drank like a whole liter of tequila.
I know we did.
Shot by shot.
Oh my God. Don't be bringing any of that shit out right now, please.
So I think we don't need to take it back that far.
No, we don't need to go there. Let's just enjoy some beers and some conversation for sure. Okay. Well, so because you have listened then, that I always start out with what's bugging me. And this episode will be no exception to that rule. Is there anything right now that's bugging you, Mike, that you can think of?
Well, the last few weeks I've caught up on your podcasts, and I've listened to a lot of them, and unfortunately what's been bugging you mostly over the last several episodes is also what's been bothering me, and that's just a general spike in rudeness, inconsiderate people, and just bad form.
Yeah.
And I've had examples in the last few weeks where, I mean, on the road and social media are the two places where it comes out the most, it seems like. But
well, Walmart, in the aisles at Walmart.
Well, you can expect that.
That's pretty solid. Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, for an example, the most recent example I can think of was I came to a 4-way stop in downtown Kansas City, which was actually a 3-way stop because the road to my right had a road closed sign. So there's, and there was people just piled up. And so I get up to the front and the people on the left go. And then the truck in front of me drives past me. It's a big old box truck. And so then it's my turn, and I start pulling out, and this guy on the left just rips out in front of me. We almost hit each other, and he's just screaming at me and flipping me off. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. It was my turn, man.
Jesus, man.
And, God, on this trip to Omaha we took, 3 weeks ago, we went up there to see some friends.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this?
No, but I've driven that many times.
So we're northbound on 29, and it's just pouring rain. I mean, it seems like anytime I have to travel, it's just coming down in sheets.
It's like knuckles, yeah.
And it was raining so hard that, traffic was reduced to about 55 miles an hour. And I wanted to go slightly faster than that, but not much faster. So I'm in the right lane behind these people. There's 2 cars, and they're wanting to drop down to 45. And, we had a place to be and a time to get there. So I hit my blinker and I pull out very slowly because, it was bad conditions.
Sure.
It's like I didn't want to ramp on the accelerator.
Right.
So I start cruising past them. I get past the first car and I'm approaching the second. And I swear to God, out of nowhere, I look in the rear view and there is a Cutlass 6 inches from my back bumper.
Jeez.
And I don't know where the guy came from, but he's just right there, just mashed on my ass. And he's swerving back and forth to show me that he's there. And he's waving his arms wildly. And Annie's telling me a story the whole time.
She doesn't even know.
And I have to cut her off. And I'm like, hang on a second. There's this fucking idiot right on my ass. And so I speed up just a little bit. And I get past the car in front of me. The dude pulls up right beside me and has his middle finger mashed against the passenger window. And Annie's like...
Oh, you did tell me this. So he's driving, and he's got his finger across the seats.
He's leaned all the way across, and he pulled his car close to mine to put his finger up there. And this is a big dude. He's wearing one of those neon construction shirts, and, he's just an ape. We'll talk more about apes later.
Yeah, we'll get into apes. Yeah.
But, and he's like, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. The guy's crazy. I was like, forget it. And I go, fuck you, man. And she goes, he can read your lips. I'm like, well, no shit.
Good.
And so he pulls in front of me and lets go of his wheel and leans over his front seats into the back so he can be as close to the back window as possible. And he points to the side of the road and starts pounding his right hand with his left fist.
Jesus.
As in, follow me to the next exit so we're going to fight in this pouring rainstorm. Me and Clubber Lang. And
Clubber.
I'm like, nah, dude. I think a roadside fisticuffs is not probably happening today.
It's not in the cards.
Yeah, we did talk about that because I was like, what happens if you do have a gun in those situations?
Yeah.
It's like, what if that gun comes out? Then what if their gun comes out? That's how people get shot.
Well, and that's the thing, right? People, what people don't realize is that those are the instances. And, that's the whole thing about road rage is, what I always tell people is as far as road rage goes, I don't take part in it, but I fucking get it.
I get it.
Because people are shit-ass drivers and they're ridiculous slow and they just do dumb shit. But that type of shit there, that guy, there's a combination of a lot of things with that guy. I mean, that guy's
berserk.
He's fucking psychotic, number one. And number two, he's just living in an alternate universe where a giant roadside fisticuffs fight is like something he saw in the last fucking Fast and the Furious movie, with The Rock beating on somebody's fucking head. So
probably
that would be cool, man.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I think that people, they lose track that, hey, dude, we're real people. I mean, and I think they get all fucking amped up and excited, and I don't know, man. I don't get it. I like I say, I mean, actually it's funny because I helped kickstart this thing, and I've got it on the way. It's kind of been delayed a couple times, but it's a little LED like screen, maybe like not quite 8 inches by 8 inches in the back. It's a bunch of LEDs that change colors and stuff, and you can actually control it using OKG or Alexa or whatever you use, and you can tell it, but it can change logos that are lighting up in the back. And so it's like, for me, I was thinking, that's cool. I'll put the Royals on there, or fucking Jayhawks, or
but you can say other things.
But you can make your own too. So I give it about 2 milliseconds for somebody to create a fucking middle finger.
Oh yeah.
Or a fuck you.
Hooked up to your phone so you can text
say,
what you want.
Fuck you. Okay, G. Say fuck you on my little computer screen that's showing everybody behind me.
I'll bet you within the next 5 to 10 years, the cars are going to come out where you can text messages and have it appear on your back window and just sort of scroll across.
That's what this is like. That's what this is like. And actually the app's up and you can draw your own. You can make your own GIFs that play on it. But you can put GIFs on it too. So that's the other thing I'll have fun with it with. Is some of the fucking memes that are out there. Like I'll tell you what.
It might be slightly illegal to be.
Well, it's funny because that's the big conversation on the message boards for crowdfunding this thing, was that in some countries, I think like in Germany, it's illegal to have something like that would draw somebody's attention while you're driving.
Well,
which makes sense.
It's illegal to text too. I mean, as far as my spin on the idea. So
right.
I don't think the auto manufacturers are going to endorse that.
Yeah.
But if they did, I mean, all a cop would have to do is just look for the guy with messages scrolling across the back of his car saying, "Get off my ass, motherfucker." And
but I mean, if you're saying it and it's appearing back there, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with it. But you know what? I'm also one of those people, Mike, that like, I see so many T-shirts that I like that have fucking F-bomb in them or something. I just said fucking F-bomb. How awesome is that?
Fucking F-bomb.
Fucking F-bomb, bro. Why don't you just say fucking fuck? That's so stupid.
I used to have a T-shirt that said "fuck you, you fucking fuck" on the front. I actually wore that in college.
In public?
Maybe once.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, I see a lot of shirts like that. Like, I listen to How Did This Get Made? You should check out that podcast. It is a great podcast. It's with Paul Scheer and his wife, who she is on Grace and Frankie. Is a good show on Netflix. And then there's Jason Mantzoukas, and he's one of the guys that's on Big Mouth. If you've ever seen that crazy ass show, it's an animated show on Netflix. It's fucking crazy. My son has told me he's seen every episode. It's very profane.
I believe him,
but he has. He knew everything. I'd only seen a few, but he knew everything about it. But anyway, you know who Jason Mantzoukas is. If you saw him, you'd know who he is. He's a Greek guy, and he's got real crazy fucking hair and a mustache and beard. Anyway, so they watch movies that are real shitty, and then they talk about them, But they're so big that, like, they sell out, like, arenas almost with people that come to see them do this.
So it's like Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah. But they're like, well, fucking, what about when those pants she was wearing? And they're just laughing about, like, the last one they did was Body of Evidence with Madonna and
oh my God,
Willem Dafoe. So it's funny, but here's kind of a funny thing. A side note, I'm kind of getting off track here, but that's okay. That's what this podcast is all about. Sidetrack is there was a lot of crazy stuff in that when they were making that film. And one big thing, no pun intended, is Willem Dafoe's giant dick. I guess he has he's got a pretty large hog.
Well, you and I went to see The Lighthouse, and it did have like a nude scene, and you can kind of see like a bit of that going on.
I guess so. I mean, I saw some tentacles, but I don't think that was it. There's definitely some tentacle porn in that film.
God, that was a good movie.
I know. I really like it. I think what I like about it is all the stuff that I don't understand. That's what I like about it. It reminds me of when I was a kid and I saw The Shining, and I didn't understand why that bear was with that guy in that room. I didn't get it. I mean, I get it now, obviously, but that's the beginning of the whole furry craze. But
I didn't realize how much I liked The Lighthouse until the next day.
It's good.
I woke up the next day thinking about it, and I thought about it 2 days after that.
I've seen things that have made me think about it over the past few weeks.
It's like I've got this tradition where whenever we have the first hard snowstorm every year, that's the night we watch The Shining.
Yeah.
Well, I say we. It's usually Annie and I, but I drag JJ into it. So I've got that and The Thing, which are my two go-to
both are great
winter horror movies, but I'm adding The Lighthouse to that. As soon as that comes out, I'm buying it.
Well, I can tell you this, Mike. You're going to be the only one watching that one. When JJ becomes a man, just like when Chris becomes a man, he'll be able to watch The Lighthouse. But I don't think
I'll be calling you.
I don't think you can watch it as a kid. I don't think you're going to fucking get it.
You wouldn't get it.
No. And I don't think women are going to get it either.
No.
It's a movie for men with men in it, and I don't mean that in a sexist way or anything. I just mean my wife was
completely agree.
My wife was totally disinterested.
Yeah,
and it had fucking.
And he got through 10 seconds of the trailer, and she's like, "Fuck that."
Why? I mean, it had Robert Pattinson in it, and my wife watched all of those Twilight movies with my stepdaughter. They watched all those.
Fuck that to that.
Yeah, I watched about 20 seconds of that and said, "Fuck that." But that movie is for grown men. And probably even more specifically, I don't want to get into race stuff, but it's probably for grown white men.
Yeah.
Because I think, unfortunately, black men, even though they're going to get the gist of it, but it's weird. It's weird, I would imagine. If you have I don't know.
So, without spoilers, the movie is two guys are marooned in a lighthouse for like 5 or 6 weeks.
For their work. They start out for their work. They have to perform a shift there for so long, right?
Due to inclement weather. They're marooned there. No ships can get in.
Right.
And they end up going completely mental.
Yes.
With cocktails of turpentine and honey and rum. And it results in their deaths.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But it's the
cinematic properties, you can describe that better.
Okay, yeah. So they shot it on original. Didn't they say they shot it on original camera equipment from the 20s?
Did they really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And they also used, because you obviously film from the 20s that hasn't been exposed would be no good anymore, but because we're almost to the 2020s next year. But they shot it using those original principles with the 4:3 aspect ratio, the box aspect ratio, and all that. And so they gave it that kind of, it almost looks like an old Edison film or an old, if you've ever seen any old silent films. I mean, I have a few at home, like Battleship Potemkin and Metropolis and, Nosferatu and Cabinet Dr. Caligari.
Metropolis, that was some weird shit.
That's a good one. Have you ever seen Battleship Potemkin? It's good. It's about the Russian Revolution. When
Nosferatu,
they became
of course, is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, Nosferatu.
Something so much creepier about that grainy old film and the chiaroscuro, black and white. Everything's indistinct.
It is, yes. And you know what's so remarkable about that movie is the real funny thing. I don't know if you guys, and hey, you know what? We're getting back into Willem Dafoe because he starred in the movie about the filming of Nosferatu.
Yeah. Where it
was questionable whether or not the actor, Max Schreck, who played Nosferatu, was actually a vampire.
No, he didn't play Max Schreck, did he?
No, yes, he did.
Okay, it's been a long time since I saw that.
Yeah, he played Max Schreck.
I guess that works.
John Malkovich was the director. And it's it's interesting.
I need to watch that again.
Because the thing about Nosferatu is that is a name for vampires. However, they couldn't use the name Dracula because the rights were owned by Bram Stoker's family.
Huh.
And so I think he was already dead by then when that film came out.
Probably.
But they couldn't use that name because, they own the rights to it. They still own the rights to it. They get money from any film that comes out that says anything with Dracula. Even the Castlevania games, all that shit. They make money off all that. So, whoever his great-great-grandsons or whatever, or granddaughters make money off that. But, all right, so we got way off there.
Yeah, where are we now? We're in Transylvania.
Well...
What's bugging you, Kyle?
What I was talking about was I was talking about that podcast, and I don't even know why, to be honest with you. But you should check that podcast out. If you haven't seen the podcast, How Did This Get Made? Or listen to it. It is very funny, and they have some really good... that's what it was. It was T-shirts. That's what it was.
Jesus,
we're talking about
T-shirts. How you found your way out of the woods.
I don't know, dude. I'm not drunk enough.
I'm still back in the woods.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. Come on. This way, Mike. This way. All right.
Honk the horn.
Meep, meep. Get in. All right. So T-shirts. I was talking about T-shirts, and then we're going to have to pause real quick and get another beer. But we'll come back with a little music playing again. So they sell a lot of T-shirts on there that I love. You know, like almost every episode they come out, and they even came out with one with Willem Dafoe about his giant member. And I would love to fucking own that, but I would never wear it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, where am I going to fucking wear that, dude?
There's probably an appropriate place.
I'm an adult man.
Nothing's coming to mind.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, seriously. Yeah. So, Anyway, but I'm that way. Okay, so what's bugging me? I can do this really quick. What's bugging me? That's I say it every time. It's tough, but I guess I would say to guys that are getting towards middle age and stuff, and I don't mean this in a go get in a fist fight way, but quit being pussies. I'm kind of tired of guys being pussies, and I've seen so many guys. I don't mean be violent. I don't mean anything like that, but I mean, speak your mind. Say what you're thinking. Don't be ridiculous and don't get fired or don't do anything. But I know so many guys that are my age that just barrel on through their work or their careers or whatever, and they don't ever really speak up for who they really are. And I think it goes all the way back to even when I was talking last week, I know I was talking about how, I'm a nerd and I like nerdy shit and that's all there is to it. And I relate a story about a buddy of mine saying, "Oh, don't watch that Star Trek, dude. That's for nerds." Mm-hmm. I think there's even still that mentality when you get older. I mean, I've seen people my own age that are like kind of scared to be who they are and enjoy the things they are because they're afraid of how people will think about them. Here's the quick and the short of all that. Nobody gives a fuck what you're doing.
I listened to that podcast episode and it stopped me for a while. I was at the gym and I just sat there and thought about it. And I can honestly say I've never, ever experienced that.
Yeah.
I've always done what I wanted.
Good, Mike. That's awesome.
And you've made a statement. It's like you either be who you are at the risk of being outcasted, or marginalized, or
sure.
And I guess I chose that, at a time when it was not cool to be a nerd, and not cool to do the things that I was doing and be interested in things I was interested in. I didn't give a fuck. It's like, fine.
It was a battle for me, man. I mean, I had a solid battle with it, and like I kind of relayed in that story that I told, it was one of those things I was severely worried about. I mean, in the 80s for me, growing up, it was a big thing. And the thing with me when I went to school, especially in high school, I was friends with, I was in theater stuff. Like there was this thing called forensics. I don't even know if they still have it. But But a thespian is an actor, so there's thespians too. I was part of that as well. Mm-hmm. But forensics was kind of almost like I guess you could say, is an acting competition. Like we had meets we would go to on Saturdays, and we'd be there all day. And they had different things that you could do. They had duet acting. You'd pick, a scene from a play or something and act it out. You had a certain time limit. And then they had the one that I was in, was kind of the whose line is it anyway type of deal, was called improvised duet acting. And so what you did is you went and you picked 3 slips out of this thing, and then you had to do a sketch or a scene that was anywhere between, you had a partner, and you had to do a scene that was anywhere between like 3 minutes and 7 minutes long that you would improvise within the next half hour.
I cannot tell you how horrible I would be at that.
Yeah. You'd be awful. Surprised.
See, I've got notes sitting here in front of me because I'm not,
You are,
I'm not a ham.
No, but you're not a ham. You're not a ham at all. But what you are, that would have made you do really good at this, is you are fucking funny. And you are good.
Given time. I need time.
Yeah, no, not always,
I'm one of those guys that thinks of the funny thing to say the next day.
Well, everybody does. So, everybody goes through that.
It's like I can't tell you how out of my wheelhouse this podcast is for me.
Yeah.
I do it because I love you, dude.
I know, buddy. I know. But you always do great at it. That's the other fucking thing. And same here, man. I know. I have you do it because I love you and I think you're so fucking funny. You crack me up. I want to share that with everybody. And that's the honest truth, man. So... but anyway, so we would do that, and for 4 years straight, I was number 1 in state.
No shit.
And I had different partners each year.
Yeah, a letter jacket for that sort of thing?
Yeah, I had a letter for it.
I was totally joking.
Nope.
That's awesome.
I had a letter for it. It's nerdy. But I had already had my letter because I lettered in track my first year.
There you go.
So, but that's the only year I played any sports, and after that track coach was gone, I just wasn't much on it anymore. I didn't really care for the people that were in it. But yes, I was in thespians. That's who I was, man. But the people that were in theater and the people that I did that stuff with bugged the fucking shit out of me sometimes. And so I never took part in the local community theater. I never did any of that stuff because it seemed like that group of people was always kind of really, even though this is called the Dad Snark podcast, because we are snarky, those people were so snarky about other people.
I can see that.
They're real bitchy and mean about people.
Just a little much.
Came to watch them. They came to
that.
Enjoy them. And it sucks. And to them, some of my other friends who were jocks and stuff that I really got along with, were pieces of shit. And it sucks because I'm like, no, man, that's my homeboy, And so I was friends with everybody. But then again, I would hang out with the jockish people and we'd be, sneaking beers and getting drunk on the weekends and stuff. And they would talk shitty about the theater people that I did shit with all the time. So what ended up ultimately happening, and I'm not going to get into the land of regrets here because I'm very, very pleased with the way my life's turned out. I could use more money. But other than that, I could just to buy more records.
I think I got $1 or $2 here, Kyle.
That's cool. I can go to the thrift store on the way home, man. It's fucking sickness, dude. It is an illness.
You can be freebasing vinyl, but...
it's so good. I just love it. I love coming home and putting a bunch of them on and just dancing around the kitchen and cooking dinner. It's so much fun. I just can't get enough of it. Anyway, all right. So, what ultimately ended up happening to me is when I did finally spurt out of high school and moved towards growing into being a man, and
it's a process.
At my high school, it was weird, and I will say that I threw a big fit when my mom sent me to Catholic school. And I always say my mom sent me to Catholic school because she thought I was going to get in trouble.
Same story here.
And you know what? She was right. I got in a lot of trouble in Catholic school. Right? I was in fucking trouble all the day. As a matter of fact, today I showed my daughter this. Here, Mike, shake my hand. When I graduated, I did this to Sister Rita. When she handed me my diploma, I did the middle finger jiggle inside of his palm. If you guys are familiar with that fucking
That was weird.
Benny Hill move. So I did that today. Audrey got a strike, and she came back and sat next to me. I go, good job. And I went to shake her hand. I did that to her, and she's like, oh. I go, yeah. And I told her, when Sister Rita handed me my diploma when I graduated high school,
that's pretty
I
awesome.
shook her fucking hand. And when I shook her hand, I grabbed the diploma with the other, and I did that to her.
She's probably still thinking about that.
I think she passed away.
Well,
she was a twin, and she was huge.
We called her sister. Afterward.
We called her Sister Mary Fullback because she was as big as a fullback in the NFL. Man, she was a big lady, but she was, her soul and everything. She was such a sweet lady. She was so patient with my assholishness at that time. And anyway, so I spurted out of high school and pretty much glunk. And I was going to go to KCJC, Kansas City, Kansas Community College, because it was right up the highway from Leavenworth. And my girlfriend was in high school. And so it was all set. I was just going to still live at home. And my buddy, the same guy who I talked about in the last one, Damien, he was like, no, man, we're going to Washburn. Why don't you go with us? And I was like, I don't know, man. And we had saved a bunch of money for me to go. So I went, and I guess what I'm getting at is this. It was never about, no one ever said in my high school, so it wasn't, what are you going to do after school? It was, where are you going to go to college?
Yeah, for sure.
It was a given.
I mean, if you're in a Catholic school, it's college prep.
It is. As a matter of fact, Immaculata was called a college preparatory before they changed the name to college preparatory before they finally ultimately closed. And we've had this discussion many times, and yes, college is not for everybody. As a matter of fact, it could be a giant waste of money. It's really hard to tell.
These days, highly likely.
It is. It could be. But the one thing I did finally get out of college after fucking up real hard in Topeka, we're back to Topeka. Back to Topeka. Down to Bobo's. Get a burger. Yes, honey. Did you ever go to Bobo's? Oh. It's a little drive-in by downtown there. And they had this lady, and she passed away, but she would come take your order, and she'd call you honey, sweetie, everything. Like this little old lady. And
all the sweet women in your life have passed away. I'm beginning to suspect something.
Well, maybe they talked back once. But no, she was this nice little old lady, and she would get your burger, but she was, okay, we don't need to get it all out. Once again, I'm going off. But once I finally fucked up there and everything, and those guys were all like, I'm going to go to K-State. Then I said, well, I'm going to go to KU. Once I got there and I was all alone, and I knew one person, Debbie Berry. She was the salutatorian of our high school, actually. And I would go over to eat dinner with her and her parents. Her parents lived there. But I was fucking all alone, man. I didn't know anybody really there except her. And I didn't have a car because I had so many speeding tickets the year before that couldn't even afford for insurance. And so I had a bicycle. I had a Peugeot French racing bike, and I rode that to and from class every day.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, that fucking centered me, and it got my head straight. And also, going to KU, a lot of possibilities were open to me. Now I could go to film school. They had a film school program. And going to film school, it was liberal arts, so I had to study a language. So now I could study Japanese, the same language as that was spoken by the greatest director, in my opinion, Akira Kurosawa. So I guess college is different for everybody, and it is not a requirement to be a successful person. I mean, Bill Gates, I believe, Steve Jobs. I don't know about, well, I know what's his name did from Facebook, but he's kind of a fucking monster. So let's not get into Zuckerberg. Sorry, Zuck. I'm going to post this on Facebook.
Well, aside from like the outstanding guys who came from nothing and became big, I mean, these days, trade schools, I mean,
yes,
kids don't understand. You can go into a trade school and make $100,000 a year.
Yep.
They're desperately needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, even to be honest with you, what I went to school for, other than the Japanese, but like for film school, realistically, that's a trade school. That's a trade. Now, I don't work in film, but I mean, learning the basics of how things are set up and how things are assembled and everything, that's a trade. It's a skill. I mean, there is some knowledge background to it. You have to understand certain things. But I mean, as what's his name that makes all the Transformers movies has proven to us, anybody can make a film. And zing,
gotcha.
Fucking shit ass movies, dude. Ugh, dude, I hate those movies. Anyway, sorry. So I guess what I'm saying is, what I'm getting back to here, when I'm bringing up on this whole thing is, fucking be yourself. Be who you are. Because if I could go back and I could change one thing, and that's kind of what that was all about, I would have done theater and stuff in college, and I would have been fucking damn snappy at it. I would have been great at it. And
fun.
You want to know what's funny about it? You want to know who I would have been going to film school or to theater school with? Paul Rudd.
No shit.
Because he went there at that same fucking time.
That's hilarious.
So I would have been in theater school with Paul Rudd. Because he was on campus with me, going to school there, studying theater at that same time. My friend, Chris Fritchen, she lives in New York City. But she was involved in theater there on Broadway and stuff. She designed costumes and stuff and made costumes for people there. Her Roseanne Barr story is great. It was the older Roseanne. But she knew Paul Rudd really well. She did makeup for him and stuff a few times. And he was the pretty boy that was on the stage all the time. But God damn it if I don't love that guy. I love everything about him. I think
enough respect. I think he represents Kansas City.
Yeah. He does.
Marvelously.
He does.
He's just down to earth. And
yeah.
When we saw him on the Hot Ones, he's talking to the host of Hot Ones like, no, you're the star. I'm just the guest. You're the star, dude.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I share that video where he sent it to my sister through one of her coworkers?
Yes.
They were bowling.
Yes.
And he was on a bowling team.
That was so fantastic.
And he's like, Cassie. He's like, I know you couldn't be here because you've got baby Liam. And I know you're putting him ahead of me, but next year I expect to see you here. And he was drunk off his ass.
Yeah. Well, he asked everybody watching the World Series to come over to his mom's house for a cake party, right? When the Royals won.
Like him.
When the Royals won, he had everybody over his mom's house to have a cake party.
Is he even aware that he's a star?
It's a good question. He does not come off like that. But I love the guy. And I'll tell you what, the thing that sold me on him was definitely Anchorman. When I saw him in Anchorman and I saw him be fucking outrageous, then I watched Wet Hot American Summer. Have you seen that? Have you watched all those?
Don't think so.
Oh my God, Mike. You've got to go watch Wet Hot American Summer. First it was a movie, right?
Yeah.
I think on Comedy Central. And it kind of is one of those movies making fun of summer camp movies like Meatballs and not really horror, but like kind of the romantic teen sex comedy things from back then. And he's in it. There's a bunch of people in it, dude. I mean, you'll watch it and you'll be like, shit, everybody's in this.
I may have seen it.
Yeah. Well, then they've made 2 new series. And it's funny because it's like a reunion series, and then the other series is the prequel to the original movie. And they're fucking... April and I have watched those. I usually don't say April's name on here, but I'm married to April. But anyway, we have watched those, and I had to laugh constantly watching them. It's kind of like fucking Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. You ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Titus
He's hilarious.
He may be one of the funniest fucking characters I've ever seen on any show anywhere, because he does shit that I don't expect all the time. We were watching this episode, and we're sitting there, and he fell off the side of a bed and farted on the way down. And we rewound it like 8 times, and I was laughing so hard I had tears rolling down my cheeks.
Just the little things.
Because it's dumb. They do every level of comedy on that show. Every single level of comedy on Kimmy Schmidt is covered. They do deep comedy. They do dumb Benny Hill comedy. They do fucking Monty Python. Your brain's got to be in a different level comedy. And then they'll do Seinfeld sometime. I mean, they do all of it, man. That show's great.
And the synopsis of that show on the back of a business card is not something I would normally subscribe to. I would have said, no, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, we're not going to roll with this show. Right.
But god damn, it's hilarious.
It's fucking crazy
The
fun.
first season was just hysterical.
Dude.
And second season,
There's
I
another.
guess there's a third season now, and I just...
Oh, no, it's like a 5th season now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm way behind.
Yeah. No. So the first season, and so John Hamm is in that. He's from Kansas City area too. Or is he from St. Louis? He's from Missouri. I think he might be from St. Louis, or he might be from Columbia or something. But he's from around this area.
We'll say Columbia. That's in between.
Yeah, it kind of sounds, because he's kind of a dick. But anyway, no, he's not. He's fucking great, dude. He's in Black Mirror too. He was in the holiday special for Black Mirror, because that's British shows always do a holiday special. He was on that. He was really good. I like John Hamm. But anyway, he in that show is fucking fantastic. You know who he is, right? In that show? Mm-hmm. He's the guy that held him captive in the fucking...
Okay.
He's great, man, because he's so fucking crazy. The shit he says is outrageous, but Titus is the winner. Anyway, be your fucking self. Enjoy whatever you can enjoy, because I didn't, and I will admit that. And the funny thing is, when I started kind of going to grad school, I did have to take some theater classes, and I had to act. And I had to be in a scene that we had to work with the directors. There was a class of theater directors, and we had to work with them, and they had to direct a couple of us in a scene. And I had to be in a scene from Beyond Therapy. Have you ever heard of that at all?
See, we played this game where you asked me if I've heard of this show. And
I'll fucking quit it. I'll quit it.
And then you say it's got this person in it. Have you heard of them? And I say no.
All right. Well,
why the fuck do you bring me on the show?
The movie was...
I don't know shit.
Well, I know you'll know this name. In the movie of Beyond Therapy was Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, I know of Jeff Goldblum.
And he had a gay partner, and that was Christopher Guest, I believe. And he's the guy who made all the Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show.
Okay.
Those movies, right. Okay? And I had to play the part of of his very flamboyant, effeminate mate, okay? And so...
Do you have any old tapes?
So I wish. And so this guy was going to leave me because he kind of fell in love with a woman. And that's what the scene was. And that's what the movie's about.
That bitch.
And so, yes. So that's exactly how I was. But I wasn't overkill, like flamboyant, even though this guy kind of is. But I remember doing that. And my ex-wife, she came and saw the final thing. And we left. And she's like, oh my God, I had no idea you could act, because she didn't know me from high school and all that. And I said, yeah, I mean, it's okay. She goes, no, you're really good at it. And why haven't you been doing this? And I'm like, well, I'm a big karaoke ham. I do all that shit, and I love all that stuff, but I'm also extremely neurotic and beating myself up constantly.
That's a weird combination.
It is. But a lot of people are that way. I know that almost every stand-up comedian suffers from depression.
I guess that's true.
But anyway, but be yourself, man. Be who you are, and quit being a pussy, and speak up in those fucking meetings. And I think it's bullshit when I see people that just, oh yeah, I agree, to whoever. Fuck that shit. I'm never going to be that way.